Right, so we had interesting setups in the corner with the NJP tech, and I showed a video recently showing that with the late NJP you can do a reset mid-screen, and I was playing as the Quan Chi player, and I'm showing it here now. I was doing it against the Quan Chi player and he had very little options other than block. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is this is, you know, probably not worth it. It would depend on a lot of things. But at the moment, one of the main things with Cyrax is we do a combo. And the meterless combo is, I believe, 31%. And then we get double bombs. Now what the double bombs do is they force the opponent to either take the overhead low if they do a delayed wake up, or they can tech roll and backdash. And the problem with the double bombs is that it forces the Cyrax player to make a read on the opponent, and if the opponent doesn't tech roll and backdash and just decides to delayed wake up, there is no mix up. It's just a low block, and then your Cyrax player is about, you'd probably say he's over +5, so he can get a forward 4 off of it. But in general, your pressure is over. Now there's nothing wrong with the double bomb setup. There's nothing wrong with it. But the setup here is a different way of looking at a mid-screen bread and butter combo for Cyrax. And this is when I talk about the terms of, if Cyrax isn't working at the moment, if he can't compete at the highest level, maybe we need to look at him differently. And this is a proposal that I have for looking at him differently. Now I'm playing his Katana here, and I babbled on long enough. With this tech, he has enough hit advantage that that back 3, with the exact same setup as this, will land on a meaty spark port, which is 1 frame wake up. Okay, so you cannot jump out. You can't do anything, okay? You're getting hit by the back 3. If you tech roll, you're not getting out. Which I'll try now. And I showed this in my last video, so I'm not gonna go on for, with this for too long, because obviously, yeah. See, if you tech roll, you're getting meated. Okay, there's just no. The only way out of this particular setup is to tech roll and backdash like the double bombs. But if you do that, I'll try and do it here. And I picked Katana because she's actually quite a good character for this. You can't backdash out either, by the way. I will show that, just in case you haven't seen the other video. Okay. And I will try to land this. Okay, there you go. Now, this is important to understand. With this setup, you only ever place mid-bomb. There is no tell for the opponent. When they hit the floor is at the moment that you place the bomb, and it is at that moment they have to guess delayed wake up, or it is that moment they have to guess tech roll, because they have to input it, and it's not an easy input. Yes, you can practice it, and top players will have it down every single time, but it is something to think about. And then if they tech roll and backdash, unless they are Triborg, okay, even if you don't do the right setup, which is this hard to blockable setup, okay, they will get hit by the low and the overhead. Sometimes, on some characters, they even get launched if you make the wrong read. I am not joking, this actually launches them with the bomb, for some strange reason, goes off. Okay, doesn't work on Katana, but I was doing it on Raiden before, and with the exact same setup, exact same frames, it launched him even with tech roll backdash. And that's with me making the wrong read as the Cyrax player. With the exact same bomb, I am now going to show you the read if your opponent is constantly trying to get out with tech roll backdash. Okay, so I'm going to show the delayed wake up now. And this isn't a gimmick. You can't block low and the overhead doesn't launch. And as you can see, it still launches. The only reason why you wouldn't go for this setup is because they are doing tech roll backdash. They're a tricky tech roll backdash character. And you want a condition to keep them from not doing that, so they have to then eat a trickier mix-up. In fact, you never really have to do this one. The only reason why you do this one is you get meterless conversions, whereas if the setup I'm going to show you now requires a bar a meter or it's capped at 20%, unless they do something, and I'll show you that along with it. So I don't even think, yeah, I might as well. So I'll record the impulse this one. This one's a lot easier, I think. You don't need as many plus frames really, I don't think. So this is the conditioning one. This is the no, you're not getting away, you're blocking or you're armoring out. And as you see, if you backdash there, you can't get out. You might just be able to jump out, to be honest. I've not really tested, especially with the frames I've got there. Yeah, that was the one there. Sky said, look, you can just jump out of this, but obviously you can't jump out of the other one, and that's important. I tried to jump there, but I was late. I'm going to now tech roll backdash. And as soon as you initiate tech roll, that's when this hits you, this setup. As soon as you hit tech roll, it's going to hit you. Because the overhead just nails you. And if the overhead doesn't nail you, the 2+4 will. And you've got to remember, guys, I mean, if you look at this isn't good. This isn't even a good setup. You can get a lot more hit advantage than this. And I'm going to do a delayed wake up as well, just to show, just to let the Cyrax players know that yes, the low bomb goes off, but they can block the low bomb and then punish you in recovery frames. So you're going to have to, as the Cyrax player, either delay the back 1-2-4 as you're running up and you notice the delayed wake up and haven't tech rolled, because you're only looking for tech roll for this setup, remember, because they can't backdash out. If they don't tech roll, you either want to delay the back 1-2-4 or just do back 1. And then you can either do an NJP, hoping that they, I'll show you what I mean. Have I got this on stand block? Yes. You either want to NJP or have some more meter pressure, because after you've done the back 1, the bomb will then go off, and obviously you've got the plus frames from that bomb to work with there. Or, you know, as you're running up, you can just delay the back 1-2 that you've noticed they've delayed their wake up. But that's higher level, that's not as brain dead, but it is there as an option if people want to use it. But I wanted to show, because obviously if they try to crouch block that setup, you both get launched. You can tech roll and grab them, or tech roll EX saw. But I wanted to show what happens if they actually try to block this setup. And I've tried blocking it. I don't think it's particularly easy, but then there might be a trick to it. But if they try and stand block, actually, you get a full conversion from it. And I've not really even experimented with it, because I've only just found it because I'm new to Cyrax. I'm sure this is well known, by the way. It's just not well known to me. So, but yeah, you can get some pretty nice meterless damage from the conditioning setup, which is just basically supposed to stop the opponent from, you know, wriggling out. So I just wanted to show these two setups, bring them to you guys, and I wanted to ask a question really of, you know, first of all, can somebody find more meterless damage into a similar setup? I'm going to keep looking, but it's difficult. The more gravity you add, the less hit advantage you're going to get, the further pushback you get from the late NJP. It works in the corner, no problem, because you don't care. But mid-screen, it's a price that you pay. How much damage is enough damage to put onto your opponent for this setup to be worth it? And you have to bear in mind with this setup, it isn't similar to the double bomb setup where you'll net 10% more damage, let's say, for that setup. But the actual sort of mind game after it is not even close to this one. If they want to tech roll and backdash out and you just do the standard bomb setup, which has a tell because you can see the Cyrax player placing a firebomb for the anti-tech roll setup, then the opponent can just block. And I'm not saying it's, you know, easy and that's all cut and simple, but what I'm saying is there's no mix up there, there's no overhead low, it's just block low and you're out, you know. So obviously the original setup is absolutely fine, but when we're looking to try and make Cyrax you know, a true terror, we might need to think a little bit more outside the box. If we can squeeze more damage out and get a similar setup to this, maybe 25%. Because you have to remember, even if I go for the wrong conditioning tool with this, let's say I think the opponent is going to not tech roll backdash, and I think they're going to delayed wake up here, I want to nail them with the back 3 down 4, then they do tech roll backdash, then they don't get out, I still tag them, and in some cases still launch them. It's not the same setup as the double bomb setup. It's much more powerful. There could be stuff I've not found. Please bear that in mind, guys. Don't take this for gospel. There could be some weakness that I've not found. But at the moment as it stands, the opponent is going to have to sort of guess between the two setups. And at the moment that they're guessing between the two setups, do I delayed wake up or do I tech roll backdash out? Whichever one you nail them with, the Cyrax is still in full control because you can hit confirm back 1 2 4, so you can do either it late or you can just not do 2 4 and you're still plus, and they've still got an overhead. And if you for instance, if they do tech roll backdash and you just go for back 1, then obviously you've still hit them with a back 1 overhead. It's like it's not even a block. They can't block it because you've hit them during the backdash. So you can just do or tech roll. I think it's tech roll. You could just do like back 1 net and just reset the situation again. Maybe then you go for the big damage. Maybe this is just a nifty tech to add to your game plan at certain points. Maybe this isn't what you just do in general. This is a gimmick, and you do the standard stuff, and then when you feel like you want to just cheekily close out a round, you'll throw this in there because the reset is 50%. Remember. Even if you do the back 2 4, if you've got a bar, you can get 50%. That's going to cause a breaker. So I just thought I'd bring this to you guys. Obviously, there's going to be mixed opinions on it. I fully expect that. I don't expect this to be the breakthrough tech that, you know, makes Cyrax the most insane thing ever in the mid-screen. But it is something to think about and something to experiment with, and maybe we can expand upon this sort of thing to see if there is other stuff. Maybe we've only just scratched the surface. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I wanted to save my sort of rambling for the end. Sorry if you've got to this point and there's no more tech left and you were expecting it, but that's the video. I'm sure there's more stuff to find and I'll keep looking. Thanks for watching, guys.